Good day. I'm Benjamin, and this is Numismatic Notes with Benjamin, and I'm sharing with you a theme video grouping of rivers that appear on banknotes. And I like rivers as the idea of a passageway and as a source of life, not just for the water it provides for drinking and crops, but also for the critters that live in it that can eventually end up on our tables and provide us with the nourishment. And for the fact that for many, many centuries it was the best and easiest way to travel, to trade, and to have a good life. And people that were on these rivers are people from all different backgrounds. And I just kind of like the idea of of a river being a peaceful passage that people of all different thoughts can be on, and we can arrive at a same destination and we can leave and we can be on that same river even though we're different. Uh, I certainly hope that tempers calm down in light of the recent election and that we can all remember that we are on the same river, as it were. I can't wait to share this theme with you because going alongside the rivers is a natural theme of bridges. And even though I'm not going to call this a bridge theme, it is something to think about. There are all kinds of rivers depicted on these banknotes. And the first river on this banknote is the Yugoslavian 5,000 dinara. And you can see here on this side a lovely bridge and a lovely river. And I suspect, but I'm not sure, that that bridge was probably bombed if it's a real live bomb, or if it's a real live bridge during their civil war in the 90s. I don't know who this gentleman is, although here it says it looks like it's Ivo Andrić right here. But I was always amazed at how much this gentleman looked like my grandmother. I mean, or my grandmother looked like him. I mean, they just have a similar face. And so, I wonder if there's not a heritage that is similar. I often marvel sometimes when I see banknotes at how I can see other people in the banknote. We're going to move over to a 500 Zaires from Zaire. And this is Mobutu on this side. And the reason this note is included in this grouping is because of the lovely bridge and the lovely river that you see flowing under the bridge. And here you see a barge, a river barge. Here in Oklahoma, we have a lot of river barges that you can see in the eastern part of the state. We do have an ocean port in Oklahoma, and I know that would surprise a lot of people, but boom, there you go. We're going to move over to Sri Lanka, and I'm going to share with you a 50 rupees. And on this side, it's kind of busy because not only do we have bridges, we have a bridge with a train on it. We have a bridge with it looks like a footpath, and we have a bridge here that looks like it would be for traffic, automobiles. And I assume that all those bridges are over a river, but the actual focus is the triple bridge that you see on the face of this note. The back of the note just shows some nice dancing. But again, not the theme of the note, so I'm not going to spend a great deal of time on this side. Although I will say on a recent cruise I wore a sarong. Oh my gosh, y'all, or a dhoti. I don't know exactly what they call them in Sri Lanka, but my, was it comfortable. And I embarrassed my sister by wearing it, so there you go. Okay, I'm showing you a Paraguayan 10 guaranis on this note. And this is a beautiful note. It may have been more red in the day and has toned to a darker color, but I really think it was issued this way because the background paper is just still so nice and pristine. And you can see here the beautiful silk fibers that are part of the paper. Well-designed note. And here on the back of the note, you see Puente Internacional Paraguay, Brazil. So it's a bridge that goes over a water that separates the nation of Paraguay and Brazil. And I like how you have Puente because I think that makes a lot of sense because who hasn't heard that song, Sur le Pont d'Avignon? On est danse, on est... Anyway, I'm not going to go on into that song, but I know that pont means bridge in French. Maybe not in my terrible speaking of it, but there you go. All right, this is a 10,000 dobra, and it is from... It used to be from a country called St. Thomas and Prince, but then they went by changing the national name to actually Saint Thome et Principe. So I think a country can call itself what it wants, and I'll try to honor them by doing the same thing. And on this side, we have a gorgeous almost a photograph of a bridge and a river flowing through the spans of the bridge. Mountain in the background, very nice. The next note is from Madagascar, and I'm just going to have to tell you right now, this is quite possibly the ugliest series I have ever seen in my life on a banknote. And I hate that I'm saying that because Madagascar has also had some of the most beautiful banknotes that I have ever seen. So I just don't know how to get over the fact that these look like they were slapped together. They're still better than a job I would do, but I'm just like, ugh. I feel like it was a high school assignment, and while I'm impressed, I'm just not at the same time. But on this side, we have a bridge, and it's going over a body of water from side to side. So it's either joining an island to the mainland, or most likely it's probably a river, on Madagascar. Let's get away from that note because it's making me sad, and let's move to Indonesia and take a look at this 25 rupiah. This portrait is not all that much of a stranger on Indonesian banknotes. This portrait is on many different denominations from this series. And here on the back is an interesting bridge over a body of water. And you've had those bridges that do this. And then the boats go under and then the bridge comes down. Well, there's a bridge in Belize that goes like this, and it swings out to the side and then it comes back over. And then there's this bridge over the river in Indonesia that goes like this. It just goes straight up. Interesting bridge. I'm thinking maybe I should have called this a bridge theme, now that I think about it. Let's move on to China. I'm going to show you an Erjiao, and I'm sure my intonations are incorrect, but it is a Tu Chao of China. And this side isn't very pretty. It was obviously a used note. I can almost see the little kid tucking this into their shoe and going and buying some radishes at the market. But on this side, it's a pretty nice little note. You see a bridge, a significant bridge over a river, and it may be a bridge combined with a dam on the other side of the span works. But maybe not, because you see a boat that, by the indication of the smoke, is going to the right, and so it obviously came from this side through what we can't see underneath the bridge and is going on about its track. But lovely river. If anybody knows the name of that river, please let me know. I do know the name of this river. This is a 10 Dalasis from the Gambia, and so that river is the Gambian River, and it is a river that runs almost down the center of the country. It's a lot like Egypt. It has shorelines and land that goes some distance away from the river, but it is a definitely river-shaped country. And complete with a barge going from the capital to Jufre village. It's a beautiful banknote. Love the green. Here's another green note from, surprise, Vietnam. We have a lovely 5 dong here, and there's not too much that would allude to a bridge theme on this side of the note. But when you flip it over, there is a bridge going over a river, and you see a lot of houseboats. And a lot of these houseboats tie themselves together for stability at night, and sometimes stay together during the day. And they are a place where people do live. So it's kind of an interesting thing. One of the countries on my bucket list is Vietnam, and one of the reasons is I'd like to see some of those boathouses. We're going back to Paraguay for this 50 guaranis. Lovely engraved brown note with Mariscal Jose Estigarribia. I'm sorry, let me say that again. Estigarribia. And on this side of this Paraguayan beauty, we have a rural bridge that goes over a smaller river. It doesn't even look like it's a paved road. It looks like the bridge is wooden. I mean, you see the supports that might be stone or concrete, but wooden railings, and it looks like long boards placed over and maybe dirt. So it's a very old bridge. And it looks like it's talking about a Trans-Chaco. So this must be going over the Chaco region of Paraguay. And I'm not pretending that I know what that means or anything. So let me know. But it looks like we have some vaqueros or cowboys there. And instead of my cows, it looks like we got some lovely horses right there. And some rural buildings. It's kind of nice. And the final note I'm going to share with you in this theme of rivers on banknotes is from a country that is having a little bit of a hiccup right now because of some politics. But Bangladesh, which is dear to me, I have a little sponsored child um, in Bangladesh, and I enjoy getting my little letters from Utom or Utom or Utom. I enjoy getting my little letters and hearing about his life and what they're doing with the little goat they got recently. So, love, love, love my Bangladeshi banknotes. And this one is a 20 taka. And on this side, we have a river scene. And this meant a lot to me because whenever I was growing up, we used to get our potatoes in 50-pound burlap bags. And the burlap was usually a very harsh, itchy cloth that was loosely woven of jute. And jute is what they are harvesting here in the river and along the coasts of Bangladesh. Isn't that interesting? It's one where you harvest the material and then you soak it in the water until the soft stuff rots away, and then you have all the fibers, which I think they're squeezing out the water, binding up, and they'll use that in the shipping of materials and goods. Well, what do you think? Do you have other famous rivers or non-famous rivers that you can add to this theme of banknotes? Please like and subscribe and share and cuss and discuss with me. And together we can all get something out of rivers that appear on banknotes. I am Benjamin. This is Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. Have a jewel of a day.